Hey everybody, Breakthrough Health and Life Coach Glenn Haddam here. I'm here with my good buddy and my coach, Tom Terwilleger. This is the man with the master plan because I got my ass handed to me today and it's still going. But having a coach in your corner right now, I'm actually shredding up. We got a time crunch of about 4 weeks right now. No time for messing around, but messing around does happen, and then you got to pay the piper and make up for that stuff like I'm doing right now. Had a couple too many niblets when I was skiing the other day up in the mountains. But having my coach in my corner keeps me accountable, but it's more than that. He, like today, tells me, it's not officially 8 rounds. You missed it by 2 seconds. So that's why you have a coach in your corner to keep you honest.
Yeah, we're on a special routine, and the routine requires getting as many sets of a superset, 2 different exercises, and possibly even a cardiovascular you did a plyo on that last one, in exactly 6 minutes. If you go over even by 2 seconds, the last set doesn't count. So we were going for 8. You went over by 2 seconds. We counted as 7. Next time you'll get that 8.
Yeah,
no problem.
So right now for me, it's quite a bit of discipline to drop down to 9%, down to heading towards 6-7% in a very short period of time. It took we did a little bit of a detox for a few days to reboot, reset the system, the immune system, the digestive, strengthening the digestive tract, but getting me ready to absorb all the, well, what I'm not eating right now is basically a lot less starchy carbohydrates, a lot less refined sugar. I don't drink anyways, but let's just say it's a lot of meat and a little potato if I get one, a sweet potato.
Lots of greens too.
Lots of greens, lots of hydration, lots of correct supplementation. But most importantly, it's having a clear vision of who I want to become in this process, not necessarily the achievement itself. The achievement itself is holding me to some standards and stretching me. And what we were talking about this morning was there's, we're all familiar with homeostasis, but there's a gravitational pull that's trying to keep me the same version of me, same stories, same excuses. So there's a lot of obstacles. When you decide to play a hard game like this, the obstacles show up to test your commitment.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true for any of us. If you've set a goal, and I don't care where you're at, I don't care if you're at the top of the world and Elon Musk, I don't care if you're just starting out and you're a janitor and you want to break free of that. There's going to be a part of you that if you've been doing this for a long time, doing whatever you're doing, like being a trainer, being a coach, being an employee of some kind, but you want to start operating your own business, there's going to be a part of you that either doesn't feel worthy of that or capable of that. And it shows up. It's what will derail you. But you have to start to becoming aware of that, right? That this is the thing, losing your keys. All of a sudden you're overwhelmed with paperwork. All of a sudden there's somebody in a disaster mode that you need to go to the rescue for. A lot of that is manifestation of that part of our unconscious mind that doesn't feel we're worthy or capable. So you have to know it. You have to recognize when it happens. And you have to say, no, I'm not going to allow that. That's going to derail the goals and objective. That doesn't mean everything. You just have to learn to decipher what is that unconscious voice that's trying to derail you, and then push past it, move past it, create a new dialogue internally.
Because this plan is cope, self-soothe, self-medicate. What would be the best way to do that? With how can I eat my emotions? How can I manage the stress? How can I take away something that feels overwhelming? And so listening to that voice, you're going to get maybe not necessarily the strategic plan that's aligned with your goals.
No, and that voice can be, it feels like it's justified.
Right.
It almost always, it knows you better than you know yourself.
Correct.
And that voice will justify what got you off track. It's easier to say, hey, you know what, I screwed up on the diet yesterday, but here's what happens. I did this, I lost my keys, I did that. It's just like, oh, that all sounds like a legitimate reason for someone who will not be successful. If you want to be successful, if you want to achieve the objective we're after, especially if it's audacious and requires being the best that you can be and manifesting that, you have to be able to recognize that and eliminate the excuses. I remember one time, just a quick story, showing up for a meeting just a little bit late. It was traffic, and legitimately it was bad traffic. I sat down, the first thing I said was, you know what? I'm so sorry, I ran into, and I stopped myself because I'm like, they don't want to hear that bullshit. They just want you to be here on time, and that's it. There's no excuse for being late. There's no excuse for falling off the wagon. They're not legitimate. They're just obstacles and tests.
And let's just say you do fall off the wagon a little bit and you get yourself back on the horse really quick. What can you do to get yourself maybe a little bit of consequence? Maybe there needs to be some consequences for action. So like for me, I slipped a little bit, so I did extra cardio this morning, and I'm gonna do extra cardio after my workout today. And then if I don't want to do extra cardio tomorrow, behave when those moments come up.
That's right. That's right.
Plan B choice instead.
Well, it's the pain and pleasure, right? The pleasure has to be, you have to be very clear on where you're going, what the outcome is. I call it the compelling future. If you don't have a compelling future that is possible, that's doable, that is indeed compelling, then the other things, the immediate things, the things that are happening now that seem like pleasure now are all going to get in the way. So you have to have that compelling future.
Yeah. It has to be challenging a bit.
Of saying, you know what, if I screw up on my diet, I got to do that extra cardio. I don't want to do extra cardio. It's painful. It takes up my time and energy, and it's a pain in the ass. But that's the pain of not achieving or not moving towards your objective.
So that little hit of pleasure versus your long-term, reward, the benefit. It starts to be like not worth it.
I have to make one observation. The fact that you can hold up your phone for this length of time tells me that we really didn't work out hard enough.
I'm switching arms
and push it, man. You should be shaking like a leaf right now.
Tune in for our next video here. So wait till you see the shreds on the next video.